Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor, and in today's video we are going to cover Terra Luna. I'm going to show you a day-by-day events since May 7 until the current date. We are going to check also all the last news on the Terra ecosystem, what is happening on that, and we are going to see what are the next steps, the next launch. It's going to be a launch or not, what is going to happen. So we are going to cover a day-by-day date. If you didn't know exactly what happened, you will understand it in this video, because with the amount of information about Terra Luna I was really confused. So I summarized everything day by day in a very understandable way. And we are going to cover all that in the first part of the video. But if you are not interested with that, you can go to the second part, which is the next steps on the Terra ecosystem and the news right now. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications, and without anything else, let's go into it. Well guys, today's video is very special. I did a review and put some information day by day on how all the events has been happening in the Terra ecosystem. We are going to check that. Everything that I put in those day-by-day steps, it will be part of the documentation that I took from the Twitter accounts of Terra Luna itself, the Terra Foundation, the Don Juan, the CEO of Terra Luna also, and also I took some information from Terra Daily, but mainly it's information from the CEO and the company itself, so everything is facts on that. And I will tell you how is right now the state of the proposal that we are waiting to see what happened, and what are the next steps and how you can take an investment advantage of the current situation. So if you are really familiar with the events, you don't need to see the first part, you can just skip that and go directly to the recent news and to the next events. So for May 7, I want to show you this first. This was just 2 days before the USDT start the peg from the value of $1. At May 7, Luna Foundation World was held this reserve, and you can confirm that from the official tweet. They were having 80,000 BTC, this amount of BNB, USDT, USDC, AVAX, UST and Luna. The amount of Bitcoin at that moment is around 2.4 billion. And if you calculate the rest of the investment, they were like in 3 billion of reserve. All that, guys, just a spoiler alert, was almost gone. When they tried to repay in a very confusing way and desperate way, they tried to repay the USDT. So they used most of the Bitcoin reserves. So this was the reserve on May 7. At May 9, we started the USD peg from $1. Luna was at $61 and started to dump. We can check that if you go only to CoinMarketCap and you just put the last events. You can see that in May we were at $1 almost and we started to depeg that. We went to 76 cents and the catastrophe started exactly that day. So comments from Terra Foundation: liquidity burn behind the scenes ain't material USD peg deviation on third-party venues, says Terra Foundation. The peg regaining takes time to do, so given the parameters, but it bounced back. So at that moment when that started, Terra Foundation was not worried about the situation, there was just calm. And from now, the CEO will comment deploying more capital steady lands. So they were starting to use already the capital to move back the peg of USD to $1. On the next day, May 10, close to announcing a recovery plan for USD, hang tight, says the Terra Foundation. There was not much comment at that moment. You can see that we gained again from 76 to 90, but still in the 10th of May, we were all the way down here to 69 and we recovered a little bit to 84, but still the peg to the $1 was not reached. We reached 90 cents at that moment as a recovery, and seemed that it was only a flash crash, but again we went more in deep here at 69 at that moment, the 10th of May. So at that time the alert was already running, people was starting to be really scared. We didn't know any official news from Terra Foundation on the 11th, And here we started the theory of the BlackRock and Citadel hedge fund attack. I will not explain exactly what is that theory, but at the time of BIM, the BlackRock and Citadel denied had Terra stablecoin collapse. But basically one of the theories was that these hedge funds created the collapse of Terra UST using a mechanism buying and selling Bitcoin and take advantage of the system, of the algorithm system of UST. But at this time we still don't know exactly what happened. There are many other theories that I will not comment here. But the 11, it was already a collapse for all this. You can see that from 83 we went all the way to 30 cents and we come back to 77. At that moment there was a lot of trading action, a lot of volatility, but the problem, the dump was already in place. We went to 30 cents. So at that moment the Terra Foundation continued spending without, of my perspective, any good plan, the reserves that they have. Instead of stop and contacting the different exchanges, I use a better plan. So May 12th, Terra validators have helped the network to come up with a plan to reconstitute it. Validators are applying a patch to disable further delegations, and they will coordinate to restart the network in a few minutes. The Terra blockchain was officially halted at the block height. So the Terra blockchain was stopped at some point of May 12th. They put a patch to avoid some of the new attacks that could happen at that moment with the network, and they launched this proposal 1188 to execute the community pool UST burn and cross-chain UST burn detail in the thread below, and is now live for voting on station. May 12th, the catastrophe was already in place, many people starting to tweet about the losses. So this plan was basically to try to control the USD peg, increasing the base pool from 50 million to 100 million and decreasing the pool recovery block from 36 to 18. So this capacity will enable to increase and try to peg again the USD at cost of Luna price. Luna at that moment was experiencing a very big dump. Because of the mechanism, you need to spend your Luna tokens to move the price of USD up. So you can see in the 9 we were at $60. For the 10 we were at $30. We didn't come back and retested the levels. We continue consolidating there. But in the 11 was a catastrophe for Luna. Went all the way down to this lower time below $1. So the 11th of May was the catastrophe for Luna token actually. May 13, waiting news for Terra Foundation. A post-mortem on everything that transpired the past week is in progress. It will be published as soon as possible. These are tremendously difficult times for everyone affected. The feelings are still raw. Please be safe. This is a message for Terra Foundation. The Terra blockchain has resumed the block production from the yesterday stop of the network working. Wormhole Bridge is available also. And a message for the CEO Dun One: I am heartbroken about the pain my investment has brought on all of you. And at that time I remember already seeing tweets about suicide people because of losing the savings of a lifetime. So this was really painful, and I really empathize with all of you that lose money with Terra Foundation, Luna or UST. May 15, we're still waiting news for Terra Foundation. These days was a little silent while they were behind the scene, of course, contacting everyone around the foundation. A lot of tweets telling to do one to burn the new supply of Luna, because in order to try to put the UST peg again, they started to print more Luna tokens, and at that moment the supply of Luna went to the trillions. And actually is still there. So with the rumors of creating a fork or a new network, most of the people were not agree with that. They wanted to burn the supply of Luna in order to recover the current network. And also CC from Binance also recommended that. They didn't recommend to create a fork of the network. I remember May 15 we were waiting those responses from the one in order to know if they are going to buy the supply, the new supply that they put in the market, in order to recover the price of Luna. May 16, still there was a little of silence. Many people was trying to know how was the foundation reserve at that moment, and we get this official tweet. We held 313 Bitcoin only, so all the Bitcoin here was gone trying to recover the peg. So we lost 2.4 millions of value on Bitcoin at that moment. The rest of the coin keep the same. The funds of the other coins are the same, but right now we are not in the billions of reserve. Of course, we are not even in 1 billion, I would say. We are around the millions. And the Terra community is my family. I always be here no matter how hard it gets. Let's build it back up again together. Mentions Dukwon on a tweet May 16. So the catastrophe has already passed at that moment. We were already taking our losses and putting that in mind. And in May 17, validators and projects supporting the fork, and you can see that in this Twitter, many of the products and applications that were built on Terra were supporting the fork idea proposal that the one was managing at that moment. They wanted to do a fork. So now that needs to be validated, and many companies starting to help the support on that idea. But at the same time, I have to say that many people are not agree with that. I personally am not agree with that. I don't think the next steps are the correct ones for the people that lose the money. But of course, I also understand that it's very difficult to get one idea, one plan action that could make everybody happy. So we continue on May 17. Many projects expressed the support for Terra version 2. And there were many tweets posted from Duwon on companies supporting the Terra 2 new network. May 18, 2 days ago, the Terra governance proposal number 1623 is now live. If the proposal passes, a final snapshot will be taken from Terra Classic Network at block 779 and 4 zeros, and a new network will be born. So in this proposal, and you can check it here, basically there will be a new network, and the token distribution for that network, it will be like says here, a community pool at 25%, for the pre-attack of Luna holders at 5%, for the pre-attack of AUST holders at 10%. And this is a real part, which is for the post-attack of Luna holders, there will be a 10%, and a 20% for post-attack of UST holders. I think a 30% for this is too much, because post-attack you will buy in Luna tokens at 0.0004 even. So I think people on the pre-attack should be more rewarded accordingly to that. And that is why I think this proposal is not completely fair. But right now this is a proposal. So in the post-attack you will get a 50% unlock on Genesis. This is a couple of days in the future. And 85% vested over 2 years with 6 months cliff. The same for the UST holders, but instead of the 10% it's a 20%. And the definitions for pre-attack and post-attack are: pre-attack is before the 7th of May, and post-attack it will be from the 7th of May until the 27th of May. So you are still, if you buy UST or Terra Luna tokens right now until the 27th, you are still form part of the post-attack, and you will reserve part of those 10% of Luna or 20% of UST. So this brings also some investment opportunity maybe. We need to check that. And with that, we finalize the day-by-day events. So I think you now have more clarity of how everything was. And the next days to watch are: we have the governance proposal out already. The Terra Core release is cut. Network launch instructions made available for validators. This will be the 21st of May. So that will be tomorrow. 25, we have the essential application developer registration complete. And the Genesis file created from final launch snapshot, it will be the 27th. At that moment is where in the documentation here, the proposal, you will get unlocked at Genesis time. It's referring to that date. I will put, of course, the link on the description of the proposal in case you want to see it in detail. And the 27th of May, it should be the network launch. I just want to mention that according to the information that I found, the new supply, it will be also like the previous Luna. The current network, it will be Luna Classic, and the token will be Luna C. So the new network will still have the token called Luna, and the supply should be 1 billion like was originally the network. I couldn't reach any price initially, but I was in Telegram, and a couple of people, 2 people actually, that contact Terra support, told that the Luna token, it would worth around $1 on launch. Of course, this is if this proposal is approved. We still don't know that, so we need to wait. But we are considering that this proposal, it will be approved. If not, then we need to see what's happened. So take this information as someone told you that. I don't have a real good source that the initial price will be $1. If that is, I think it will be super profitable for many people, but I really don't know that. So put your comments below if you have any information about, in case that this proposal is correctly done, how will be or how is calculated the initial price of each of the Luna tokens on the new network. And also, let's try to find out how we can calculate, for example, for the post-attack or pre-attack, how much of this 15% each of us will receive. So we have some idea of that airdrop. But basically, for the post-attack of Luna holders is a 10%. So a 10% for the 1 billion is 100 million tokens. A 15% is 50 million tokens at Genesis launch. So any of the one that held Luna right now and bought after the 7th of May, we are going to have airdrops from these 15 million tokens at Genesis. And 85 million will be vested over 2 years, each 6 months. But initially we will be rewarded with these 15 million tokens. And for the UST pod holder, it will be with the 30 million tokens. So we need to know the initial price of the new Luna tokens if this proposal is accepted. And we need a way to calculate how much each of the holders will receive from the 30 million or the 50 million. If you have that information, then you could speculate it and see if it's a good idea for you to buy UST just for the reward of the new Luna tokens, or even buy Luna tokens of what it will be the Luna Classic network at this low price in order to get the reward of the airdrop. So I still need some information to speculate with that, but this is the information that I get at this point. Put your comments below if you know anything else so we can speculate a little bit together. And of course, if you are liking this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications so you support the channel. But guys, that is all basically for this part. And in terms of the news, for example, yesterday, 19th of May, Thor joined to remove Terra chain and launches emergency withdrawals from staked Terra Luna and UST. So Thor chain launches the emergency withdrawal. The cross-chain liquidity network has launched a new update that will enable Luna and UST liquidity providers to withdraw their funds before a snapshot of the new Terra chain is taken by May 27. The Thor chain is going to remove Terra chain before the 27th of May. So that it will be out of there. Also, there are some considerations that the Terra collapse continue to plague DeFi. The value log in cross-chain breaches is down at 20% this month, and many of the situations around DeFi right now are marked by the collapse of Terra and Luna. Also, the Terra validator hits out at the one dictatorship model on key fork vote. And that is true. There are many tweets, many angry people with the one because of this proposal that is not actually fair. And you can see that one validator with 1.49% of the vote claims the proposal is being pushed forward without regard to the community wishes. So yeah, there are many things that are not right on how this is being managed. I think they are just rushing the stuff. And more news about how early it is to have an algorithmic stablecoin that says Sean Wu, that the industry is not mature enough on that. This is the Avalab's president that also says that Tether needs to work on USDT transparency. Has been a lot of preoccupation about USDT after the Luna events. And again, Luna right now is going really down in price action. but actually even if it's traded right now, the buyers and sellers are remaining undecided. We don't know exactly how to calculate the proposal that is being bought right now and how we can speculate or not on that. And the Terra crash causes ripple effect among crypto startups. And seems that a couple of firms on the startup industry has been hurt by all this debacle of Terra Luna. And the SEC also plans to gather crypto regulations after the Terra debacle. So guys, that is the last news of Terra Luna event. We still need to wait what happened with the proposal. This will be the first thing to watch. So this is the proposal. I will put the link on the description. And put your comments below. I am waiting, and I will put in Twitter at CryptoState as soon as I get more information about maybe the initial value of each token on launch and how much we can calculate our airdrop from this proposal. If you have information about that, please put it in the comments. If not, follow me on Twitter at CryptoState in order to be aware of this as soon as possible. Well guys, that is all for this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.